Hello, hello, hello. This is Joshua Shoemaker, episode number 35, Good Advice Tips from Small Business Owners. I am the CEO of Everlasting Creators.com. We welcome you to the show. So, that being said, that being said, here's what I have to say. Welcome to the community. We are glad to see you. Glad that you are here. So, so we're going to talk about good advice tips from small business owners. Give me 1 second here. So, sorry about that. Having some technical difficulties. Good advice tips from small business owners. So, with that being said, you can catch us live every night at 8 o'clock um, over at our Facebook page and on our group, um, Instagram, all those places. You can get the link. So, my question to you right now is sorry, I got my daggone mind in another world because, you know, here's all I got to say, and I'm going to put this out there for all you parents and people out there. Your daggone kids, you give them devices, you buy them stuff, and they just lay around all day. My suggestion is if you got kids growing up nowadays, you don't buy them nothing until they become like 18 years old, and then you get them their own phone because they're irresponsible and don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry, they just get so glued to that phone they can't do nothing. Sorry, it's a little kind of rant I have, uh, that just kind of pees me off. You ask your kids to do something, and they just got that phone shoved so far up their ass that they can't even pay attention and help anybody out. I mean, it just blows me away. Sorry. That'll be my little rant over for that. So, are you new to the digital marketing world? Are you the expert somewhere in between? Uh, you're in the right place at the right time if you're looking for innovative ideas and want no BS. You can find all that out over in our Facebook group. And over in the Facebook group, we have some of these things over here. We can't put everything on the screen. My gosh, there's so much content over there that you can use that'll be great for you, and you'll be able to do all kinds of things. Um, so I suggest you just go on over there, sign up. You got to answer 3 questions. You need to answer the questions. You're not getting in the group, okay? Don't send me a message. Don't let me in the group because you're not going to get in the group when there's 3 questions. If you can't follow directions, and how can I help you, and why do you need to be a part of the group? Okay, it's kind of pretty. I'm kind of pretty simple going. The other thing I want to say to you, here's the deal. You're doing shit all wrong. You know, stay away from, I do change a little bit on my stuff, but some of my wording, but, you need to stay focused on what is important to you in life. Okay. So, that being said, that you spend a lot of time wasting on just kind of junk stuff. I'm not really going to cover too much. I covered a lot today. I hope you all just get the point. You can catch us over in our community right here at that. Uh, it's just, over in facebook.com/groups/everlasting creators. So, that being said, we're going to move on to the next. So, many small businesses, for many long-time small businesses. Uh, Give me a second. I'm having some technical problems. My daggone mouse doesn't want to move right. I hope the batteries aren't going dead. Um, so that being said, there. I just need some. So many longtime small business owners would agree with the time that in 1970s the song "Band Faces." I wish I knew what I knew now. Well, I guarantee you, we all wish we knew what happened before and what is going on now. Over the years, small businesses inadvertently gather many lessons about how to grow and run a business more effectively. Um, Thankfully, a lot of small businesses have grown into huge, large businesses, but they were consistent and persistent. Okay. So, seven business tips for successful small businesses that you should listen to and pay attention. Okay. You need to have a support network for number one. For Laura Kelly, uh, being a business owner can be isolated. You can, if you don't have a support system and nobody's there, you know, uh, kind of like her story says, that started out a handwork studio in Pennsylvania and runs needleworks camps and classes on the East Coast. The crucial solution, Kelly says, has to been stayed in a network and a larger business community. So just because you're small doesn't mean you can't run with the big dogs. Because you need to know and understand how business works and what you need to do. Mm. I keep messing up, throwing myself out. So, but you seriously, you need to network with larger businesses. Um, Business owners, they find it tough to get with other networks and things like that, and finding it, some people are socially shy, some people aren't. So it is it is kind of hard, but you got to get over that point because you're going to need it. You need to be very specific with your goals. We talked about this on the last episode. I say you create small goals, 6 small goals every day of things that you need to get accomplished in your business. Okay, set an hour for each one, whatever you think, however much time you can designate. Okay, and when you do that, tackle the biggest one first and give it an hour. And if you don't get it done, then you put it back on tomorrow. Okay. That way you're still trying to tackle it and you don't keep procrastinating. The problem is you can say, well, yeah, I got to keep adding it to my list. Okay. Yeah, you do got to keep adding it to your list. Problem is it's big and you're taking it off in small bites. You have to take it off in small bite. Um, you need to break down things. You need to know your numbers. Uh, how much you're going to spend on certain things, or what's going to happen this way, or what's going to happen that way. You you need to understand your business and how it runs. Uh, you're building in a performance driven culture, um, but it all starts with very specific goals. Even if they're just chintzy, you think they're chintzy, they're a big deal. Okay, you're setting up your autoresponder, setting up this, setting up that, setting up your Facebook group, business page and stuff. They're very important because you need to get present. So, but it can be overwhelming if you try to do, oh, I'm going to work on a little bit of Facebook page here and do this, do that. It should only take you about an hour for a Facebook page at the most. Okay, you can go over Canva, create a quick free graphic, and get it done. And then you can put graphics back on your list to have a better graphic. Okay, that's how you do that. Okay, same with the group. You can probably set the group and the page up all at the same time. It's getting a little different. Um, you might need a total of 2 hours. But if you can just get those two things done, that's a major accomplishment. Because now you're showing social media presence. Okay, so that's what's very important about that. Um, you need to delegate wherever possible. Maybe you have a friend that can use Canva. Maybe you could pay somebody over on Fiverr or $5 to make you a thing. Say, hey, $5, can you make me this? Here's this. Okay, just but you need to sometimes delegate things. Sorry, I wanted to read something. So here's kind of an example. Uh, Mark's Group, consultant, technically consultant agency, back in 1994. Uh, Gene Marks was his dad. He died, and then when Mark took over, he didn't realize how much stuff his dad actually did, but he realized he couldn't do that. He was just not that person. It didn't make him a worse man, or if it's a female or a bad female. It just says you know where your priorities are. You know that you can't handle, because if you don't, you're going to get burned out. And here's what's going to happen: if you get burned out, then you're going to lose money. You're not going to be able to succeed. That's what's going to happen. So keep your overhead low, especially in the beginning. You need to keep your overhead low. Use free tools. Google is your best friend. I'm going to tell you that right now. An autoresponder is about $20. Okay. WordPress is free. You can build a blog off that. There are cheaper site builders and stuff that you can use in WordPress that are cheap. Uh, Facebook page is free. Facebook group is free. You can do a lot with those two things, right? Actually, those three things right there, you can do a lot with. If you can get an autoresponder and a Facebook group and page and WordPress for free, because you can create a landing page and start collecting leads just like that. So there's a low overhead, $20, $20 a month. 20, so it might be 20, it might be 25 right now. Um, so so you want to keep your low overhead, especially online. It's easy to do that. You got a lot of powerful free tools and things. Some things you can do a trial for 30 days and it can last for 30 days. And then by that time, maybe you've raked up some money that you can keep that going for another 30 days. It's not easy. Okay. So find your best niche and stick with it. We talked about this last time. Find your passion, what you're good at. You can still be the expert in that. Just because Josh Shoemaker says he's great at live streaming doesn't mean you can't be great at live streaming too. Okay. It doesn't mean that you cannot do it. Okay. It's not saturated. I'm telling you, it's not saturated. Looks like it across your Facebook pages because what happens is Facebook's algorithm picks up that, hey, oh, you like this. So then they just start sending that shit in your feed. And then you think, oh my gosh, it's all saturated, blah, blah, blah. No, it wouldn't necessarily came up all the time. Okay. So keep your day job just a little longer. Okay. I don't recommend anybody just say, oh, I'm quitting my job and I'm going straight on. Bullshit. Don't do it. Do not do it. You'll lose everything. Okay. Here's what I do recommend. If you do anything, you get an extra part-time job so you can rake in a little extra money to pay for some better tools. And here's the deal. 90% of your business is you, 10% is tools. Okay. You can buy Optimized Press, which is drag and drop editor. You can make all kinds of squeeze pages and stuff. Here's the deal. You can pay for it for 1 year. It's like $200. And it's paid for the whole year. Okay. StreamYard, that's who we use for live streaming. We're paying, you can pay $49 a month, and that's the perfect plan. There's BeLive.tv, there's some cheaper ones. There's Facebook Live, it's free. Okay. It might not be the best platform for you, but it's free. So I'm just saying you can work yourself up. That's what we had to do. We had to use Facebook Live, and we went to like BeLive.tv, and then we tested Restream, and finally we're StreamYard. We like StreamYard. Okay, they just run a great promotion, and I got $10 off for a lifetime, so I took it. I hated to upgrade but I knew our business was going to grow. I couldn't have 250 people on a webinar, and you all say, well, 250 people, that's a lot of people. Yeah, it is, but here's my goal. I'm thinking big, man. I want thousands of people on our webinar. Okay, period. Thousands. And I want to be prepared for that. So it's called The Secret, the law of attraction. You got to think this stuff, and you got to keep a positive attitude, period. You need to avoid distractions at all costs. Okay. We all, I'm guilty of it. There's some days I come home, I'll do the live stream and I'll be like, oh, I think I uploaded the wrong live stream. It doesn't matter what I did. Sorry, I was looking for something. Oh, he was just having trouble catching up. Um, that's I was going too fast. Um, I get you. I feel you. Okay. I know what it's like to procrastinate. I procrastinated over several years. I did stupid shit. I would build this great product and then I wouldn't launch it. Okay. Now we don't do that anymore because it's dumb. It's dumb. It gets you nowhere. Okay. The shiny object syndrome, you got to get rid of things like that. So you need to avoid distractions. Come in, you get stuck in life, and that's what happens. That's exactly what happens with distractions. So here's the deal. Listen, if y'all have any questions, leave them in the comment sections below. Um, I know some of these live streams have not been long. Um, what I'm finding is I think sometimes long is okay, but we need to break it up a little bit because there's people that can't grasp the whole, don't want to sit on a whole thing. But if you do have a comment, put it in the comment section. You're watching this later. Uh, Please feel free to leave a comment. We monitor our pages all day long. Again, you can go over and join our Facebook group and you can get access to all these tools. Over there is the group, as you see on the screen right now, at facebook.com/groups/everlasting creators. You can get us over on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and our website. And there you kind of see Optimized Press in working, and also on TikTok. So You can go over there and catch us there at any point in time. So, you know, here's what I have to say to you. That's the end of the show. We just would like to say we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. God bless. I'm Joshua Shoemaker. I'm the CMO of EverlastingCreators.com. And on behalf of my lovely wife, Christina Shoemaker, CEO of Everlasting Creators, we wish you a good night, good evening, good morning, wherever it is. We're on Eastern Standard Time. So, anyhow, that's it. God bless y'all.